I am Breda McCague, and I cannot tell you how excited I was to get a dress on today, and heels, and get makeup on, and drive away from my house, because I've been working from home for too long. I do motivational talks, but I am really big into empowering women. Guys as well. Guys need empowered in different ways, but we'll get into some of that. I'll tell you my story first, and then we're going to get into some technical detail. So I want your phones out, not hid. I want them out, and I want you taking pictures of my slides as we go. Because we are not here for fun, we are here to be empowered and to learn. Right? Woo! Right, getting the energy going there, folks. Now, so you've heard a bit about me anyway. You know I'm a quiet, introverted. So here's what we're going to be celebrating today, because this room is full of awesome, ambitious, acknowledged, unapologetic women. Most of those don't know all those things, though. So most of the world knows how good we are, but quite often I find it's the women that don't know how good they are, right? And we've got to start digging into some of this and understanding where that comes from and getting over it, because it's going to hold us back, and we don't want to do that. So this is a bit about who I am and my story. 17-year-old standing in an army barracks in Dundalk wondering, what am I doing? No idea about military, no military experience, no family in military, nothing. I was only there because they said, my friend rang me and said, can we go to this thing? They wouldn't allow girls in till now. And I'm going, of course we're going to this thing. I didn't know what it was. So there I was anyway. And the first day I was in the army barracks, the guys who were lovely, right, but were all sort of 15 years older than me, and they're a long time, said, Breda, you know what, you're great crack, we really like you, but you're very small. You're 5'1", and you're not going to be able to carry the mortars, and you're going to fall out of the route marches, and we're going to have to carry your rifle. And I'm going, what? Why would they think that? I'm from a farming background, folks, right? I've been driving tractors. I'd been doing all the things my brother's been doing, but I hadn't met that kind of inequality or discrimination, slap in the face as much as that before. And that's when I started thinking, oh my God, these guys think I'm not able for this. They're going to miss out unless I stick my heels in the ground and prove to them I can do this. And what about the other women? I have to do this now, right? So when you're told you can't do something, what do? You do it even more, right? You want to do it even more. So anyway, I became their first female lieutenant, which meant I was then responsible for the safety, progress, and training of all of those guys. And you know what? They loved it as much as I did. And I realized then, you know, it's all of the unconscious bias that nearly stopped me doing that. Theirs and mine. Because when people start to doubt you, what do? You start to doubt you, right? So start thinking about the things that you have said no to for me. So that's the reason I'm telling you this story about the army, right? See, I do a lot of coaching with women in particular and men. And when I sit down with one of you in this room, I bet you, I will find things that there were opportunities for you in your life that you said no to. And you know why? Fear. And we're going to go into fear now in a wee second. Anyway, reason I got into mind mastery, I want all of you looking up #mind mastery, and I want you learning, right? Learn, learn, learn. I had to understand human behavior because I ended up in a relationship that was very difficult, and I started to understand all of our behavior, not just other people's behavior. Then I started getting into minds and subconscious minds and how we think and how we make decisions and how we feel and where those come from, right? Got into my conditioning, other people's conditioning. What's conditioning? Conditioning is the way you were reared, right? By the time you were 5, 6, or 7, all of you were programmed. Your subconscious mind, you're just like, it's monkey see, monkey do when you're a kid. And for those of you that are parents, think about this, okay? Because as a kid, it's not always what the parent will say. You watch their behaviors. So if you have parents who lack self-belief or doubt themselves, guess what your kids are learning? Exactly that, all right? So you're conditioning, every one of you. By the time you're age 5, 6, or 7, you have picked up other people's beliefs around you. I want you thinking about the adults that were around you when you were a kid. Teachers, communities, societies, whatever, family. All of you have been role modeled too. So the fact that you might have some doubts in yourself doesn't mean they're yours. It means you just picked them up with somebody else. And that's good news because you can change them. That's not who you are. That's what you've been taught to be. All right? Day you were born, you were perfect. Babies are born perfect. They cry when they're hungry. They're crying when they want to get lifted. And what do? We lift them. We feed them. And then as society gets at us, we pick up all the bias. We pick up all of the self-beliefs from others and lots more. So I want you thinking about your subconscious mind. Really the way you'll figure it out is where you're making decisions. Are you making decisions every day that are serving you in a massive way? Or could they be better? Could they be braver? Could you be a little more courageous, perhaps? Because I know the answer is yes. Everybody put up their hand straight up for me. Hands up. Now, so those are the hands up. So we're full up there, and now I want you to put those hands up 3% more. See, we have more in the tank. Every one of us. You are more courageous than you know. You're braver than you think, and you're smarter than you think. You can get through anything, right? Fear is massive, and we want to start identifying it and get into the bin. Fear has no place. I joined a rock band as well when I was turning 40. A bit like Celine, I was kind of wondering, what am I going to do here? Ended up in a rock band, but you know what? I think that's what saved me, because I found myself. I found my spark. I'd lost it for a number of years while I was studying all of this, and then I got into the rock band, and poof, music is a big part of who I was anyway, but it had been taken away from me. So what are the things that used to make you tick? What was making you tick as a kid, right? Loads of clues in everybody's life. Think of your childhood. What were you enjoying doing and why? So if you were doing sport, what was it you were enjoying? Was it the tribe that was around you? Was it that you loved the support from others? Was it that you were getting confidence? What was it that you loved doing, and how do you get that into your day now as an adult? I meet too many people that say to me, I used to do this, and I'm going, no. We are not allowing that rubbish. We are going to start getting things into our lives right now. We're all busy, right? We're all working hard. You've got to get integrating into your day-to-day life things that make you come alive. This makes me come alive, right? What makes you come alive, and how are you getting that into your diary? If it's not in the diary, it isn't going to happen. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So this is kind of the technical stuff. I want to do aiming for awesome, and that here we're going to be thinking about how ambitious are we and what are we aiming for. Because whether you know it or not, you're aiming for something. Let's be selective about what we're aiming for. Let's not coast anymore. We're going to do the F word. I've already given you the clue of that. Ingredients for success, and then our thought processes and the impact of our conditioning. So which one are you aiming for? See, what happens here is a lot of us think, oh, well, that'll do. That'll do me, right? We'll fit the kids in that. That's fine. Now, the trick here, this is not about cars, right? But it gets you thinking about, what do I think I deserve? I want you thinking that now, right? See the way automatically, right, we go to default thinking. I want you to start testing that thinking. Do you think that thinking could be different? Because I do, right? Of course it could be. I want you starting to think that you deserve the best. Why not you? Right? Who here has a yacht and a Ferrari? The reason I'm saying this, you're laughing because it's ridiculous, right? But yet there are people in the world that do have a yacht and a Ferrari, and they think they deserve it. Why do you not think you deserve it? What have they got that you don't? Nothing. No. You can make money. Money is not the problem. The problem is fear and the lack of self-belief, the lack of vision in your future, and the lack of plans to get you where you need to go. That's what's happening. That's how it works, right? When you study this stuff, and look at, the world is full of successful people. How many of you Google regularly the most successful people in the world? How many of you are studying their stories? How many of you are realizing that success is repeatable and I don't have to start from scratch? Right? These are all Googling or looking at dogs, dinners, and cats. Right? Instagram, shoes are allowed. Always allowed. But do you hear what I'm saying, right? There's loads of inspiration in the world, and yet we are nearly too afraid to engage with it because we don't deserve it. We're just ordinary. No, we are not. We decide what we are, right? So what are you aiming for and why? If you're not aiming for that sports car, I want to know why. You need to know why. Why not you? Why do you not deserve that? With your name on the plates. Why not you? If it exists in this world and somebody else has done it, you can do it. Right, here's what you need to do. Get these phones out and get this into your head and think about this tonight, right? I have coached so many people that this is what I can see you need. So you need visualization and clarity. Hands up who has a vision board. Not enough, right? We have some vision boards in this room. We need all vision boards in this room. And we need to be doing vision board sessions where we are held accountable for what we put on our vision boards. Your mind, folks, needs pictures and words. Where have you got your plan for these amazing things that you could do with the one life you got? Where is that written down? Is it on a wall at home? And if it's not, why not? Your mind is starved if you're not doing this. All right? Mastering your fears, massive. Celebrating your small wins. If you are not able to self-coach, you're in trouble. So if you're not able to say to yourself, I did it, I'm a legend, look at I'm after getting done today, I did that. How many of you talk to yourself like that? Usually it's, I'm after making a mess of that, I'm after making it of that. So think about your self-talk, see how you program your mind. Words. I want you to think about the word spelling. Think of the first few letters of that word. Spell. Did you ever notice that? Right? Words is how you condition your subconscious mind. Well, the words that you are using on yourself are everything. Until you change them, you cannot recondition a subconscious mind. So fear. Fear of failure, judgment, fear of change, fear of rejection, fear of success. Self-sabotage is massive. I want you thinking about fear of success. What would they think? That's fear of judgment, okay? How many of you here think that on a regular basis? So if I say to you, I have a new job for you, here it's amazing, you're going to take over this whole company. What would you think? I don't know how to do that, right? So you'd fear of failure, fear of judgment, they'll think I'm a whatever. Fear of change, we don't like that because it's uncertain. And then fear of rejection. What if they don't like me, right? This stuff is going on in your heads flat out, and I'm telling you that is keeping you stuck. Your mind to here, think about it, right? Innovation, creative, you were born like this, coming with solutions. And guess what's on top of it? A blanket of fear. Right? You were put on this earth to do something. You have talents that I do not have. We are all supposed to be using our unique talents and skills. What are yours? What are yours? And why are you not using them? So remember, fear, when we were primitive people and we were in a cave, was great, right? Because it kept you alive. You're not in a cave now, are you? Look where we're sitting today, right? There's nobody going to eat us. Fear is just going to keep you stuck. Now, this is the process that I want you to study. Take pictures of this, and I want you watching this going on in your head. Right? This is the way things happen. At the minute, what you're doing is you're analyzing what I'm saying with your conscious mind. You've a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. So you're thinking about what I'm saying, and you're going, oh, I like what she's saying, or oh, I couldn't do that, or whatever you're doing, right? Conscious mind is what you're using. Event or observation. So you're watching what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and instantly you're getting thoughts and emotions. Some of you are feeling excited because you're going, she's onto something. Some of you are feeling dread because I'm going to make us do vision boards, whatever. Right? But what will happen is there'll be decisions, behaviors, and actions. We all go to meetings in work. Think about that. Think about the decisions and the conversations you hear at work in meetings. You instantly have thoughts and emotions from them, and then you have decisions, behaviors, and actions. What are they? Right? 5-second rule. Any of you follow Mel Robbins? Right? If you don't, go and find her. Deadly. She does high fives. Right. 5-second rule. What I want you to do from now on is when you have event or observations, time to get up. You have thoughts and emotions. When you get down here to decisions, behaviors, and actions, you've already created your results, outcomes, and reputation. I want you to put them on ice. You will have 5 seconds max to put your thoughts on ice. And I want you to test your thinking. What am I about to say, do, or send here? Or not do, or send? Right? Think about, is that the healthiest thing I could do? Could I do something different? Did you ever hear of perspective swaps? Anybody ever hear that? So that's when you're about to do something in terms of the decision, behavior, and action, and you stop yourself. And you start to think, what would somebody else do that I admire, that inspires me, that I think is awesome? What would they do in this case? That's how you swap the lens you use on the world with somebody else's that inspires you. But 5 seconds max, folks, and then you'll have done something, said something, or not, that you'll regret. Try that. I want you doing this later today, right? When you're starting to see things and think and emotion, try that. Do a perspective swap on it, or even just test the quality of your thinking. Right, subconscious mind. Right, did this in a kind of, it looks like a computer because I think it's easier for us to get. Do you remember we used to have the computers under the desk? And we had the desktop and the keyboards on the desk. And we'd look at the screen and we'd get the answers from the CPU. So we'd go in and the shared drive out of all the stuff. That's what your subconscious mind is like. So your conscious mind here is the one you're using right now. So you just kind of analyze things every day. Your subconscious mind opens at night. If you ever want to do some meditation, do them at night for subconscious reprogramming, right? So your subconscious mind is where it's all at. The decisions you're making today and every day of your life are coming from a subconscious mind that was programmed by the time you were age 5, 6, or 7. Now, do you think them beliefs are going to serve you now? Do you think that the beliefs that you could be teaching other young people are really going to serve them? Right. What was that? Here is what's going on in your subconscious mind. All of your beliefs are stored in there. Your childhood programming, your emotional memory. See when we trigger. See if some of you get upset. Do you know what happens there? You have emotional memory stored in that subconscious mind. And if someone has hurt you when you were a kid, just because you didn't feel heard or seen, you might be still holding some of that. And I might say something, or somebody in a meeting says something, and we take it to heart, and we go way off, and we internalize it. Why did they say that? Did they mean this? Whatever, right? That's because one of your long-term emotional memories or hurts has been triggered. Now think back to the process before that, right? So you put your thoughts and your actions on ice, and you think, okay, maybe this is just me triggering. Maybe they didn't mean that at all. Maybe it's not even directed at me. So what could I do differently to change the outcome and the results of this situation? I'm telling you, try this stuff. I want you practicing. It won't happen by itself. If you're not doing it, it won't happen on its own. The beauty of mind mastery and emotional intelligence is nobody can do it for you. There is no pill. It's learning and practice. So your unconscious biases. We talked about bias earlier, and I know it's going to be talked about later as well. The whole lot of your unconscious bias has been picked up in your subconscious mind when you were young. Think about the biases that you were around when you were that young, because that's what's in there. Now, it won't come out unless you work on it, and I'm telling you, it takes a lot of work. But you know what? If you still have unconscious biases, then you're still making rubbish decisions, and you're judging people, and you're judging you. That's the bigger problem. If you judge people, you judge you. If you're criticizing others in your head and you think, I don't like her dress, or I don't, whatever, then you're doing that on you too. So until you get into those unconscious biases and get them out of you, because they're not healthy and they're not going to serve you in life or anybody around you, and replace them with beliefs that are actually healthy and will provide growth around you in your life. Views on right and wrong, your confidence, right? A lot of people are very confident on the outside, but it doesn't take an awful lot to shake them, right? If you work on your actual confidence in there, it'll not be easily shook on you ever again. Wouldn't that be nice? It's class, right? You wake up and you like yourself. Awesome. Most people wake up and hate themselves. You know that? Society is teaching you how to self-loathe. I'm not good enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not whatever. Instead of, I am awesome, right? I make people do affirmations, and some of the girls mentioned it earlier, so I want you to do it with me now. After me, I am unapologetically awesome. Right? When did your brain last hear you saying that? It needs that, right? I want you going home in the car, and I want you practicing, and I want to get DMs from you. Listening? Hello? I want DMs from you, and I want to know that you are using this stuff, that you're practicing your affirmations. Your mind is used to you giving out to it. Trust me, right? If you haven't done any work on it, that's what's happening. I want you to go in a different direction. Anybody ever try to wash their teeth with their other hand? Try that for me tonight, right? You watch how uncomfortable that is because your mind is not used to doing that. Your mind loves familiar. That's not familiar. Neither is you talking positively to yourself, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to make self-talk, positive self-talk, familiar because you're going to do it and you're going to keep practicing it. And I want to hear how that went for you. Okay, so here's the emotions bit, right? Core emotions up there for you, but there's hundreds. I just threw a few basic ones to get you kind of into the swing of it. Anger, fear, sadness, disgust. You've also got surprise, anticipation, trust, and joy. Now, when I say, there's stuff in your subconscious mind that could be better and you need to reprogram it, how are you going to figure that out? Here's how you're going to figure it out. You're going to watch your emotions. What are emotions? They're just your feelings. If you feel anger, what are you going to do? You're going to start realizing, feeling, identify, understand, and express. Why am I angry? First of all, this is anger. I am angry. Now, why am I angry? Did somebody say something that triggered one of my long-term emotional hurts? Why do I not think enough of myself? Why am I thinking that's a personal dig at me? Right? That's what I want you to do with this. The beauty about emotions is when you start to know how to work them, you will be able to master not only just your feelings, your emotions, but all of your decision-making and your thoughts. And you do wake up in a head that doesn't care and that is very happy and very in the present, which is not most people's heads, right? So we need to do an awful lot of work to understand this stuff. You're not taught this in school. You should be, in my view. We've got loads of teenagers that are struggling with anxiety. And yet, if we were teaching people all of this, we could prevent that because they'd be able to help themselves a bit. Now, pull the threads on your emotions, right? So if I've said something today, I want you thinking, why did that annoy me? I want you trying to pull the threads. Your emotions are the only clue you're going to get. And I want you to understand why you feel the way you feel. Why would I feel like that? What's in me that I am thinking that was about me or that I'm not good enough? See, there's another woman you have to look up called Marissa Peers. Get her into your YouTubes and listen to her, men and women. Marissa Peers, fabulous, right? All of the people that she treats around the world, and she's every demographic and celebrities and sports and everything. I am not enough, I am not lovable, and I do not deserve the best are usually the three things that are buried in us, right? And all of the symptoms we have where we get upset or we get annoyed or we say no to things, all are coming from those three. I'm not lovable, I don't deserve the best, and I'm not enough. You are going to have to undo that. Unfortunately, there's nobody going to do this work for us, only us. I am enough, I am lovable, and I deserve the best. Right? Think back to that Ferrari and the yacht. You laughed at that. I want you, I don't care if you ever get a Ferrari. It's not about the material things. It's about how you think you deserve the best. Start watching your thinking. Spot your thinking, catch your thinking. Negative thoughts, into the bin. You know your inbox bin? You know the wee inbox bin we all have? What I want you to do is, I want you spotting your thinking. So I want you monitoring the way the thoughts are running in your head. 6,000 thoughts a day you're having. What are they? Who here knows what their 6,000 thoughts a day are? Because if you haven't been working on yourself, it's usually 95% of it's negative. Literally, because that's the way you've been programmed as a kid. All right? So you catch your negative thinking, and for every negative thought that wasn't healthy, it goes into that bin. You put the lid on the bin, and you must replace every one with 3 positive affirmations. And you know why I say 3? Because we are like that. We are way out of kilter with negative beliefs and negative thinking. Get yourself 3 positive affirmations for every 1 negative one, and you'll get yourself to here. You'll be balanced. You'll see the world in a more balanced place, and you'll be fairer on yourself. Loads of work. I give everybody actions I meet. The other thing that's important there is expressing emotions. People get sick. The reason a lot of the time people get sick is because they haven't expressed emotion. If you don't know how to express your emotions, do you know what happens? They get stuck in you. Emotions never evaporate, right? They will lodge themselves and they'll turn up as illness in your mind or your body. And we don't need that, do we? So we're going to learn how to express emotion, How do you do that? By talking to someone that understands how to listen, not other people that'll tell you, you're grand. That's not good. That's not helpful. And journaling. Journaling is where we write about our emotions. I have 3 journals, and I want you to think about doing this for yourself. I have one on my phone, a draft email that's called Success Journal. I write in there the things that I've done that I'm proud of, no matter how small. I have another one called To Do. In there goes all of my ideas, right? Third one is difficult emotions. So if I'm upset or I'm, dealing with some really difficult stuff, I will write, and it'll untangle your mind. That's how you do this, right? Every age group should know how to do this. Get them emotions out. Just remember that. If you're suppressing them, you're going to have trouble down the line, right? Get them out. Okay, so this is just quality assuring your thoughts. I can't wait to hear how you get on with this, boys and girls, right? So can I validate my thoughts? I am useless at this. Really? Let's think about that. Let's look at the evidence of all of the other things that you've managed to do really well. Right? So there is no evidence that you are useless. Yet that's the way we talk to ourselves. Right? How healthy are my thoughts? Could they be better? Think of people around the world that inspire you. Those that are fearless, creative, the big thinkers that are achieving big things. There's other people around you as well locally. You've met some of them already on the stage today. What would they do? How healthy are their thoughts, and how can I change my perspective and my lens to theirs? Get mentors, get sponsors, get to know how they think, and start asking yourself, why am I not making those decisions, and how come they would make that decision like that? Right? How are my thoughts serving me and those around me, and will they serve my future? I want all of you to go out of here and get a vision board. I don't care how cute they are and how professional they look. Piece of paper. You are at the top of the page now. That's where you are in your life. I want you to draw a little road. And at the bottom of it, I want the word legacy. And that is where the end of your life will be. What will your legacy be in this world? I don't want average, I want awesome. Because you know what? If you get yourself out of average and into awesome, your life will just be amazing. You will wake up every day and you will think you're the best thing since sliced bread. And when you're like that, the world will benefit from you thinking like that. People will learn from you. You'll inspire others. You'll get more happening around you. You'll have more energy and you'll be healthier. And so just practicing perspective swaps. So that's a whole lot of things for you to go away and do, but that is what I want you to do, right? And all of this, folks, is free on your phone. My phone is what kept me alive for a number of years. Lifeline in my pocket, right? Free information, any amount of it on your phone. So how much of that have you read? Right? There's loads out there in the world. It just drives me nuts. We're not getting into it, right? We're just sitting with I'm only okay. You're not only okay. You're awesome, right? So just to finish off, after me, I am enough. I deserve the best. I am lovable.